Alright, y'all. Here are the additions to the dressing. So we have the celery, of course. Gonna chop up about 2 or 3 stalks of that just for what we have. And some bell peppers, or just one bell pepper, as well as onion. This is a white onion, I believe. Or maybe a sweet, no, it's a sweet onion, excuse me. And then I have red, like I said before, the red, the yellow, and the orange. Sorry, not like I said before. I think that was in the haul. It may be. But so that's what we'll be chopping up today. Alright, so start out with these celery. And like I said, probably take about we'll do 2, because it's just us. And even looking at that cornbread, I don't think that's going to be a lot. You know what I mean? Cut it off here. Baby usually takes this type stuff and starts growing food for us, or the actual root. Like, she has about that much growing in another room here. And I dice off about the bottom little piece of that. The rest I do use. So I don't really know, like, the inch and all that stuff people say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be fancy. So what I'll do, I'm actually moving a little faster ahead of myself, but I will cut this bad boy down the center. Because I don't like my dressing to have big old chunks. Some people do. I don't necessarily. If it's seasoned well, I'll still eat it, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want no huge chunks. To each his own, of course, but that's just how I like it. So after I have those split as such, I guess it's like 1 inch. I don't really know. Again, I don't want them too fat. I don't want them too small. So they come out about that. But see, my thing is, if this was still a piece together, you know what I mean, and that was all close, that's going to be a while. So just to speed the process up. And again, you know, like we said before, we are not perfect, nor am I trying to be. I am not some chef. You know what I mean? I have not gone to culinary school. I do what I've seen, what I've heard, what I watch, you know, other people do. So, you know, that's what that is. Clear, cut, and dry. So yeah, that's one whole celery stick. And on to the second. So today has been a pretty busy day for baby and I. Not really. I mean, we done got some laundry done. We have straightened up our bedroom, the bathroom. Then we went and paid rent. We ran to the post office and got a package, like what you put it in ultimately, because they were already closed. So we just grabbed that, and baby's going to ship what we need to ship back to Amazon from her job on Monday morning. So we got a lot of stuff done, though. That's a good thing. We try to, you know, of course, on the weekends, do what we need to and have to, but still spend time with each other. And this is the way we do it. We cook together. We clean up together. You know what I'm saying? Just any way to really spend that time. I'm probably, honestly, y'all, gonna do one more. I know I said 2. I said 2 to 3, though, if you want to be technical. If you want to be pretty technical. I believe in the beginning I said 2 to 3. But just to be sure that you have all the flavor of a dressing, you know what I mean? Now, this stalk is kind of smaller. I don't know if I really want to have this, because then they'll be so small they might lose the flavor I'm a little afraid of. Let's see. Yeah. So, that is, like I said, I'm not trying to be lazy. I don't know if those are, if I have this one, those are going to be really, really small, in my opinion, and what I'm worried about. So we'll go with this. And all this stuff is about to get sauteed in a skillet with a little bit of oil, some seasonings that I'm going to use in the dressing itself, you know, sage, pepper, stuff like that. And that way it'll soften up just a little bit. It literally, I'm gonna have it on there for like 5-7 minutes, just enough for it to, like I say, soften up. So that way when I put it in the dressing, it's already flavored. It's got a little bit of a roast. Again, it's stuff to make you feel like you have meat, because dressing usually has chicken or turkey in it. So when you, that extra step, it just helps, especially if you're going to give it to people who either don't know that there's not any meat in it, or you've already told them and they're a little apprehensive. So that should be enough of that. Next, we will go to the pepper. Again, this is all for my dressing. So this is, it says organically grown. Sometimes we get organic. Like today, I wasn't gonna get this, but the regular bell peppers, if you will, did not. They weren't full yet. They were baby. You could tell, of course, the holidays wiped them out, so they sent in what they had from the local farm or whatever, which is fine. It's just I wanted a bigger one. I didn't want to have to buy 2, 3, whatever. So I usually cut the top off of these and then go around the sides. Be real careful. I know I'm not supposed to cut toward myself and all that stuff, y'all. But again, I didn't go to culinary school. I'm also not a child, so I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that I won't hurt myself. But, right, so my wife won't yell at me, yes, because she definitely gets frustrated. If she was watching me, she'd be, be careful, watch yourself. Y'all know. To all my studs and the bros out there, guys that may be watching, you understand. Any little thing we do, but shit, they be doing all kind of crazy stuff and don't be thinking they gonna get hurt. Let them tell it. So sometimes I will use this top, but it's a little dingy for me. I don't know if y'all saw that. That light is pretty bright. But I don't want to use that, so I'm gonna throw it away, discard it. We have not started composting yet, just because the place we're at, we don't have really like a backyard to keep that stuff protected the way we want to make sure nobody is messing with it. And nobody or anything is what I more so mean, like animals, because of course they smell, you know, stuff that's good, and they gotta eat too. So, you know, we don't want anything getting in it, and then we eat out of it too. So when we move here soon, we will definitely start composting as well, because that then helps you in, you know, growing things, as well as just using that again, like the fiber from stuff that you eat. So I will more than likely use these two, maybe one more, and put the other one in the fridge. So again, with these, I just cut them in like little quarters, and then I will cut it half, and like that. It's got flavor, but I'm not gonna use it. So I just will cut these in slices. I don't know if this is like julienning or something like that. I'll be seeing all this. Like I say, I have no idea. I watch cooking shows. Put that down in the comment section, which ones y'all like to watch. Like, we watch Chopped sometimes. We watch a lot of the seasonal baking shows. The Junior Chop, that's so cute. What else, baby? Yeah, they do. Crazy.
What else? We watch the celebrity cook-offs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. The barbecue stuff and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. We just watch a lot of different stuff and get a feel for things, see how people make it, you know, with animal protein. Or if we find one that's actually vegan or vegetarian that they're doing that night or day. And, you know, we'll try to make it. Like I say, when you get tired of eating the same stuff,
yeah,
and you want something different for your taste buds, you just start looking stuff up. You type stuff into, you know, Google, and you just try it. That's really how we started on this whole journey, would we say that?
Yeah, like you said, it definitely took us a little bit.
I did not cut this one in half first.
Huh?
Sorry, I didn't cut this in half first. And I had to let the people know, because I'm pretty sure somebody saw it and was like, now the first one, she cut it in half.
And you changing up on us now.
Right, that's true. But yeah, what's another show we watch, baby? I feel like it's something in particular I want to bring up.
Where's Cooks in America?
There we go. Yes, that show, y'all. Look, go watch that. I think it's on like Hulu and stuff, you know, on demand and all that. Man, that show, you might be able to find a few on YouTube. You know, we use Hulu and YouTube and Netflix. But man, them people, I don't know if I think they are actors, maybe. I'm not sure for sure. Yeah, maybe they mix a few in there. I don't know, but dude, them people be cooking the craziest stuff, and you know, we joke, me and wife, of course, but it's sad because some people really don't know how to cook in America. And, you know, we all look at people and we say, well, that don't make no sense, you know, and all this. But it's like, well, who's really helping people? We make our judgments and things, but
you
nobody.
Never know that situation.
Right, you know. And some people say, oh, well, you know, ignorance is bliss and you can look it up. And that's true, but sometimes people are discouraged, you know what I'm saying? Or you just don't have people pushing you and saying, you know, yeah, try something new, you know. So, of course, you're going to stick to the norm. But that was where we challenged each other. Because baby was not no vegetable. This stuff right here, putting it in a meal and her see it and know that I'm finna put it in there, even if it was small, and cook it down and you couldn't tell. No, she did not want it. So it's just, you know, about, I guess maybe, you know, being with other people or having people, you know, that are going to push you to that. So, I don't know. But, this onion, I'm going to cut like just this little edge off. Now, usually I would cut like a whole, cut it in half. But I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to seal this back up in an actual Ziploc bag. Put it in a glass container in our fridge. So that way it does not, I think it's like a poison, ain't it, they said? Oxide or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's something scientific. Look it up about, you know, not keeping your onions just out after you cut it in half and not leaving it and letting it last for long. But like I say, we do meal prep this whole year. So these will be used for sure. But yeah, y'all will notice and realize I jump back and forth, but I will get back to the point I was on before. So yeah, try to, you know, encourage people more to try vegan things, yourself included. If you are vegan and you do have family that still eat meat, maybe you want to try and, I won't say convert because that sounds so bad. And I hate when people say that, I'm going to convert you, you know, one day and all this. It's like, no, you should, you know, just broaden their horizons and open them up to hopefully just tasting it more, trying it more, making it into a meal once, twice, 3 times a week now, you know, until your taste buds are just like, I want that all the time.
And trust it will happen.
Indeed. Because, you know, sometimes we will, like I say, you know, 1, 2, 3 times a week, sometimes depending, like I say, on the month and the time of the week, the month or whatever, we will have meat. And then, you know, that stuff sits in your body and tries to digest. And then we just like, you know, a few days later, damn, I really want just some vegetables. That's all I want, you know, because your body knows what you need. And if you're not listening, of course you're going to buy into the wool that you see on TV and that everybody else around you is eating, you know, so it's easy to get caught into that. I get it as well. But trying to make healthier changes, you know, we're trying to grow a family soon. So I want to be around for my babies and they babies for sure. But yeah, so these are the veggies for the dressing. Since this is a sweet onion, it does not make the eyes water as much. So I did have the lemon and limes over here in a glass jar to slide my knife through, but I didn't even need it. The onions I did chop up a little finer, like a little bit smaller, but again, that's because onion is so strong, you don't really want to bite into no full onion. And they're gonna shrink anyway, just a bit. So I'm going to go grab a glass jar. Okay, my peoples, I am back. I hope that tissue has not been in the way the whole time, y'all. Didn't nobody tell me nothing. I'm just joking. So I'm gonna use a little bit more of that yellow onion. Actually, let's put that there. Make sure it don't get knocked over. So yeah, now we are going to chop up probably a third of each of these. So we got yellow, orange, and red. I've been getting the female. I'm not sure. I think they said that the females are sweeter and better to cook with, and that the male is for like, yeah, roasting stuff or something like that. Or eating it raw. Yeah, it's something crazy. I have no idea. But I've usually just been getting the females. I don't know why. Sometimes I get the male, but neither here nor there. I'm going to use a third of each of these, like I said here. And this is going to go in the greens. The dressing. We're going to do fried mushrooms, which I'm going to show y'all the marinade for that. It's like a dredge, kind of like, not really. And that's just going to be to, I think what Pineapple Vegan said was take the elasticity out of the mushroom. Yeah, so it's not so chewy and tough. That's right. Again, y'all go check her out. I'm gonna try and leave her link in the description, yeah, for her page. Thank you, love. Because she's really, really cool. And this is her recipe. Well, not this in its entirety, but the fried oyster mushrooms, we will be using her recipe, and of course tweaking it, adding our own a little bit. But yeah, like I say, please go check her out. She is hilarious, dude. She had me and wife laughing so freaking hard, man. And they got a beautiful family, her and her husband. We are, yes, as you can tell, lesbians, but we watch everybody. We don't discriminate. Hopefully no one else would. That's just craziness. Right? As we all should. Long as you ain't doing nobody no harm. But yeah, so chopping the tops off of these. So, quick little story time. I used to, I won't say necessarily cook like with my mom and grandma, but I watched, I observed, sat around, asked what I could do when I got old enough. And of course, where they volunteer you something, you do it. And so, cutting stuff, I used to pretty much really shy away from, run from, because I was like, I'm not with that. I'm not trying to cut myself. I'm not trying to mess up what I'm supposed to be cutting for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I never really used to cut, but now that I've gotten with my wife and she took over that role, if you will, in the beginning. But then I started feeling bad, because she always had the chop. And then I was the one taking over whatever she was doing at that time, in order to chop for me. So then I finally went and watched some YouTube videos, watched those Worst Cook of America, because that's like the beginning of their process, is where they teach them how to properly chop. and things. So started watching that, started kind of, you know, feeling myself a little bit. So again, it just goes into the, you know, believe in yourself, try something new, something different. Don't be scared. Now these I am going to cut in like long strips. I know it will go in the greens, but I feel like that's still something good to pick up in one bite. Is a nice good bell pepper, and if you don't want it, you just push it to the side. But it will give a whole lot of flavor. I feel like, again, when it comes to putting this in vegetable greens or just greens without the meat. Oh, you know what? And I'm not even gonna lie, somebody else that we watched, somebody that really got me into doing more vegan cooking was Sweet Potato Soul. She's on YouTube as well, of course. She's really, really cool. She seems really, really quirky. She's got some good ideas. We take a lot of her stuff and we'll add, you know, our own little flavor or twist to it. But again, it's more so where you realize, you know, the stuff that I eat with animal protein or, you know, meat, shoot, I can get that and do it vegan with the same seasonings and things I'm used to, and boom. And it's really crazy to me too, because like we have goddaughters, you know, where like sometimes like Bae'll make like a juice, or like our niece and nephew when we live with them, she would make, you know, juices or smoothies, and they love them. They love them. But when you talking to them, of course, and you ask them, you know, well, what's your favorite fruit, you know, or yeah, or do you eat this, you eat that, and they be like, no. And then you make it and maybe don't say nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? They tear it up. Don't even realize it's the funniest thing ever.
That's how easy it is to get kids to eat vegetables.
That is very true. I'm not sure if you heard what wifey said, but she said that's how easy it is to get kids to eat vegetables. Now, before people want to go in comments, but you don't know and all this. I mean, yeah, of course, every kid is different, but a lot of them, it is true. You don't tell them, you make that ish taste good, they'll be coming to you asking for seconds. And then by then, even if you do tell them what it really is, shoot, they're going to be so hooked. They're going to be like, I don't care, just give me some more. But yeah, man. I feel like when I was little, for sure, my hardest thing was cabbage. And it's funny because now I love me some Brussels sprouts. Put a good sear to it, some oil and stuff and seasonings on it. Baby done really perfected that for me to make me like it more. And man, it's delicious. Let me tell you. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. I know you hear those. Maybe you can. Alrighty, so we were ever so, and look at me, I'm trying to say ever so delicate to put that in there, and delicately nothing.